Hey, it's Miss Davis.
Miss Ramsey. Hi, how are y'all? We are going to work with you today on some writing. And we want to show you some different things that you can do when you are writing. And we're going to start first with a graphic organizer. And we've used some of these in the classroom before. And what we're going to do, we're going to focus on plants because I know that Miss Autumn last week, Miss Helms, she did some planting with you on a video. So we're going to go and write about plants. So I've made a little chart here, and on my chart in the middle I have plants because that's what we are focusing on today. And in our first box up here we have plants need, and we want to talk about some things that plants need in order to live. And I know that Miss Helms talked about plants needing water. So I'm going to write water in this box. Water. And plants also need soil. And plants need the heat from the sun. So we're going to write sun. Okay, so we have completed one section of our graphic organizer, and now over here in the other box it says have. So we want to talk about some things that plants have, and we know that all plants have roots. So I'm going to write roots. And we know that plants always have leaves. And guys, this is just kind of a way of brainstorming, kind of getting your thoughts and helping you to organize and think about what before you start writing. It kind of gives you some ideas. So we have roots, leaves, and I can also say that plants have stems. So they would have a stem. And if it's a flower, it would probably have petals on the flower. Okay, so now we've made a list of things that plants have. Now I want to go to this one, and then it says can. So plants can. So we know that they can grow. Okay. And we know that plants can have, plants can make oxygen. They make the oxygen that we breathe. And I know Miss Helms talked about that in her video also. So I'm going to put here that plants can make oxygen. Okay. And anything else, Miss Davis, you can think of that plants can?
Plants can be tall.
Okay, we can say that. Plants can be tall. Like a tree.
We could
Trees
talk
are
about,
tall.
yes.
Plants can, actually they can be lots of different sizes.
Be small, be tall.
Okay, plants can be tall or small. Okay. Now I want to go over to plants are. I want to talk about some things that plants are. We can say that plants are living because they are living things.
Very good.
Are living. And we can say also that plants are, most of them are green. Usually if you have a plant, it's usually green. Plants are green. Okay.
Plants are pretty.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Oh, yes, they are pretty. Plants are pretty.
And some plants we like to eat, so plants are good to eat.
Yes, we can put that. Plants are good.
Like a green bean. Didn't Miss Autumn talk about a green bean?
Yes, she planted green beans.
She planted green beans.
She sure did. So that's great. And we've been working on our garden here on the farm. And my husband planted some potatoes the other day because we're going to grow some potatoes in our garden. And hopefully in the fall we'll have potatoes to eat. So,
wow, that's good.
yeah.
Okay, now we're going to take Miss Ramsey's graphic organizer, and I think they had you to do this on the weekly work that we sent out. So we're going to take our graphic organizer and we're going to change that into sentences, and we're going to show you how to write a sentence, a complete sentence. We have to remember that there are rules to writing. I'm going to start out with need. Since Miss Ramsey did need first, we're going to start with the word plants. And we're going to say plants need, and I'm going to pick one of the things that we talked about. So I'm going to start the sentence by starting with, what do we start with? An uppercase. So we're going to start the word plants, and I'm just going to copy it right off of her graphic organizer. I'm going to put plants with an uppercase P. And then I'm always going to finger space between my words because we don't want to write our words on top of each other. And we're going to say plants need and I always make my letters from top to bottom. Plants need, and I'm just going to write the one water because we know that plants, all living things need water, and plants need water, and that's what Miss Ramsey said. And I'm going to make sure I have that finger space again, water. Now, at the end of my sentence, I have to put what? I bet some of you know. I have to put what we call punctuation. And so since I just made a statement, I'm just talking about what something needs. I'm not excited, I'm just making a statement. Plants need water. I'm going to put a period to stop my sentence. So I'm just going to put a little dot at the end. Okay, so plants need water. Now, we're going to go to our next sentence. And we're going to say plants have. Plants have. So I'm going to write that in blue since she wrote hers in blue. Now, I'm going to keep going because rather than write it on separate lines, I think I could keep going. Don't
I think
you?
you have plenty of room to make another.
So I'm going to put a finger space because I don't want to write it on top of my other sentence. But I'm starting a new sentence because, look, I have a period. So I'm going to put a finger space starting with an uppercase because it's a new sentence. And I'm going to write plants. Have, I think I still have room without going out to the end. Now, look what happens here. I don't have room for another word, so am I going to try to write to the end of that? No. I'm going to come down to my next line. So plants have, and we said roots. So I'll go to the end here and start, or at the beginning of the line, and start with a lowercase because I haven't finished my sentence yet. Plants have roots. And again, I'm making my letters top to bottom. And I have to put my punctuation mark, which is a period. Okay, now we said plants can, so I'm going to write that with red because that's what she wrote hers with. And I'm starting a new sentence, so I'm going to put my finger space there. And I'm starting with uppercase again. So I'm going to say plants, starting with uppercase. Very neat here.
That's good.
Plants can, put my finger space, let's say grow, because they do grow, don't they? Put a finger space and write grow. Watch how we do the G, how he goes into the basement. And then we have to stop it with a punctuation mark, a period. Okay, so we've got plants need water, plants have roots, plants can grow, and we have one more sentence. And that's plants are, and let's put, why don't we put plants are, we could say living, or plants are, what about pretty? I like pretty.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Let's do pretty. Plant, because I like plants. I think they're pretty. So I'm going to put a finger space here. I'm going to start my P, uppercase, because it's the beginning of a sentence. Plants. Now, I don't think I have enough room to put R here. It would run off. So I'm going to go all the way down here and put R. And put my finger space and put pretty. And look at my P. It falls into the basement. See the lowercase letters when you're going through the text? You've got to remember that only at the beginning or in important words do we put uppercase. And our Y goes into the basement. And we're going to stop our sentence. Now at the end of this we need to reread and make sure we read our sentences right. Plants need water. Plants have roots. Plants can grow. Plants are pretty. And today our I can statement said, I can write information about plants. Were we able to do that? We did. So I think you're going to do a great job. So practice this at home.
Practice your writing. We love you guys.
We do, and we miss you.
Bye.